Hello, my name is Van Smith, managing partner here at Smith Strong. And today I'm joined by attorney Patrick Solomita. Patrick, it's good to be with you.
Nice to be here, man.
So, Patrick is an attorney in our estate planning, elder law, estate administration, and asset protection group. And I thought it'd be nice to have Patrick join us today to talk about some of the most commonly asked questions he's asked as he's interacting with his day in these practice areas. So, Patrick, what you are giving estate planning, asset protection workshops every week right here at this table,
Yeah.
also on Zoom and phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we service statewide.
Yes. Yep.
And so if your parents are here locally, but the adult child is out of state, they could call in for the workshop. The adult parents could be here and vice
Absolutely.
versa.
Yeah, but that's happened many times over the past couple of years.
And then we have mobile notary teams that go statewide, so they don't necessarily have to get to Richmond for us to work with them.
Correct.
We
Yep.
work statewide and can come to you if necessary.
Absolutely.
So so someone might be considering the workshop. What are some of the commonly asked questions you get asked right here at this very table for the estate workshops?
So the first question that I get asked normally is, what is probate? I mean, that's the biggest one. It's you do a little bit of research online, just enough to make yourself dangerous, and then you think, okay, well, this is what probate is. This is how I'm going to have to administer my loved one's estate once they passed away. So in our workshops, we kind of walk through what the probate process is, how time intensive it is, what the expense of it is, because that's really Virginia's version of estate taxes. And then we also talk about ways to avoid that probate process, which is also a big highlight of individuals that have been through the probate process and come to us to help with tools on how to avoid that process now that they've been through it.
Yeah, I think you'll probably agree. There's not a workshop that doesn't go by that someone raises their hand and says, "That's why I'm here, because I don't want my children to go through what I went through for my parents' estate."
Absolutely. I would say that's about half the people I talk to is I've been through probate and now I don't want to ever put that burden on somebody else. So how do I avoid it?
When you're talking about living trust and asset protection trust in the workshop setting, are there other questions you're asked frequently?
Yeah, so for living trusts, I always get the question is, okay, well, if I put my assets in a trust, how is that going to affect my taxes at the end of the year? My response to that is our trusts are pass-through entities for IRS purposes. They're keyed into your social security number, so there really is no taxable event by putting your assets into a trust. You just pay your taxes the same way you've been paying them forever.
Right. And so, yes, of course, there are trusts that exist that have their own tax ID number, but those aren't the ones we're talking about. They're different types of trusts. And so, let's talk also. You do a lot of Medicaid qualification, asset protection, protecting assets as people age. Talk to us a little bit about the commonly asked questions in those sort of meetings with clients.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I work with Medicaid clients. I've gotten a few people qualified for Medicaid just in the first couple months this year. And one of the big questions I get is how much can my loved one or my parent, whoever, have in assets before they qualify for Medicaid? So we talk about, the Virginia qualification limit, how much income can you receive, how much can you have in total assets? And we also talk about our irrevocable or our asset protection trust, which is a big tool that we use to help individuals, protect their assets from having to get spent down on their long-term care and not get swallowed up by the whole Medicaid spend down process. And so that asset protection trust, we talk about how it works. We talk about the 5-year look back period and making sure you give yourself 5 years to protect those assets. And if you don't have 5 years, what tools are at our disposal to protect what we do have?
Right. And so, talk to us a little bit about some of the questions you get asked about that 5-year look back. What does that mean?
So the 5-year look back period is a timeline instituted by Medicaid in Virginia. So where they want to look back at what you've done in the last 5 years with your assets to make sure you didn't just give them all away and say, oh, look, I don't have any assets and now I need Medicaid to pay for my long-term care. So they'll look at your transactions for 5 years. And if you have given money away, then they'll assess you a penalty period based on the size of the gift. But what our timeline looks like in terms of our trusts is the goal is to get your asset into the trust more than 5 years beforehand. That way it doesn't pop up during that 5-year look back period, but it's also in your trust now and can be protected from long-term care and Medicaid costs down the line.
Yes, that's great. obviously you're going to have more questions. Our workshop is really the best place. Would you agree to kind of get started with that?
Absolutely. Workshop is a great high level. I need to understand the ins and outs of how estate planning works in Virginia. And then you can come to us for an in person or Zoom consultation as well. And we can really get in the nitty gritty about your individual situation and what plan or what tools might work the best for you.
And this could change in the future, but for now, for those that attend the workshop, you also receive a complimentary consultation by phone, Zoom, or in person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so we look forward to welcoming you. If you wish to skip the workshop, you certainly can. But I think having the hour and a half workshop followed by a private meeting for an hour, hour and a half, you really get 3 hours of true insight, education, and thought to execute what's right for your family.
Yeah. I mean, you get an hour and a half to really learn the basics of estate planning. Then you have some time to think about it, pour over it, understand how it works for your situation. And then you get that extra hour and a half to really dive into your individual situation as well.
I think it's pretty clear that Patrick is different than a lot of people think of as attorneys. He's very eager to help. He doesn't talk over people. You can tell he actually loves what he does. He likes to educate. He likes to make sure you understand your options. And then he's very eager to serve people and execute on those plans quickly. A lot of people complain, I'm not really sure where this is going. I'm not really sure what we're doing. I haven't heard from my attorney in weeks. I don't really know what our next steps. That's not the issue. Patrick does a fabulous job of keeping clients informed, making sure they understand their options, and they are truly in the driver's seat for their lives.
Thank you, Van. I appreciate it. I try my best.
So welcome to Smith Strong. We look forward to working with you, and thank you, Patrick.
Absolutely. Thank you, Van.